Take yourself back to the 1980s punk scene. Mohawks, Liberty spikes, torn jeans, band t-shirts, and crazy makeup. But one thing stood out above everything else: the leather jacket. The punk leather jacket quickly became a popular fashion statement among punk rockers. The jacket was seen as a way to express yourself for a group of people who felt outcasted by society. It was about rebellion, nonconformity, and it was a staple for the punk fashion in the 1970s through the 1980s. We need you to sit back, put on your favorite punk song, and watch as we take you back in time with this custom punk leather jacket.
To make something cool is to do a punk rock style leather jacket, so let me turn this camera around and I'll show you guys what we're doing. So here's the jacket. You can tell it's old and used and beat up, but that makes a perfect punk rock style jacket. This is kind of my idea of what we're going to be doing. So all of these are going to be studs. Those are studs. This is going to be a big, I don't know if that's the exact skull and crossbones I'll do, but that's going to be hand tooled and then I'll stitch it on. It's going to have some red accents here and there. And then on the front, it'll be studs on the collar, studs on the flaps, studs on the little pocket, and studs on the belt. And then we're going to bring that same type of skull in just a little bit smaller. And don't mind my artwork, that's to spec. Literally, that's to spec. Gotta sharpen that tool. Got a little bit of an edge on it right now. I just take a file and kind of trim it up. But like I was saying, we need to punch all the holes. And so once you get that first row down, it's pretty easy, because then you just know that right in the center of that one is where the next hole will go. Right in the center of that one. And so now I'll just take that all the way down, but I want to show you guys. So we're using, on the bottom piece here, we're using these domed guys that just have these little prongs. They're probably called something fancy, but I don't know what they're called. So for this bottom piece, I'm only going to be using these, and then I'll put it in the hole from that other one, and then the new hole that I made, push it through. Then I just take a flathead screwdriver and push it over. Now I get to do, I would guess, 300, 400 more of these things.
How do you feel about that?
I'm pretty stoked with how I think it's going to turn out, but honestly, I might have bit off more than I wanted to chew at the moment. But it'll be pretty rad when this is all done. Once again, beginning of the video, I showed you guys the my idea as far as what I drew down, and so now I just got to get it finished up. What are you doing?
Oh, you know, just painting. What are you doing?
What are you working on?
So this is the punk jacket. It is vintage. I believe the gentleman we got it from said it's from the 60s, 70s?
70s.
So we are giving it a vintage punk vibe. We're studding it out, we're painting it. There's going to be a lot of surprises.
Oh, I like surprises.
So.
All right.
That's it.
What's looking good?
Thank you.
So I have about, oh goodness sakes, I have about 3 hours so far on doing these studs. They're not as easy as I thought it was going to be. There's the back side of it, but we're going to do a row. We have one more row on it until I need to start arching them. So let's get into what I've kind of come up with as the easiest way to get these going. So then once I get all these punched, I'm going to flip it over to the back. I'm going to flip it over to the back side. So
oh, wow.
That'll be the next step. I just get a few of them out, and it is going to, so I put it in the hole that this one's using, and then the free hole. I just put it in, hold it on the back side, then I get my flathead screwdriver and I just push over the prongs. So we got the belt all studded. We got the flap all studded. We got all the back piece all studded, and we brought in the studs over here on this side. Then we have that part of the belt all studded, and now I'm working on the collars. Punched all the holes, got the rivets in there, but I haven't set the rivets yet. Or these are domed. I just need to learn the technical stuff because I don't know what the technical name is, and I'm going to call it whatever I want. If you don't like it, well, that's not my fault. So I'm going to set it with this. It's the setter.
But this is not the same kind of stud, correct?
No, this is a different kind of stud. This is a post one. So it has a post, and then it has the dome part that goes on it, and then they connect together, goes on top of it like that. And so now I'm getting ready to set them, and it's just this piece that it's specifically made for that. I just hit it twice, go down the row, now to do the main body of the collar and the other side over here. We're almost done with studding out this jacket, everybody. We only have the collars, and then, like I've already showed you guys, I studded out the sleeve. I got to stud out the other sleeve. Candace got all the red painted everywhere that I wanted it. And so we have red on that, red over here, red in between those. So we're going to be finishing up the collar on this one. We don't have very many of these domed rivets to put on. All right, guys, I got all the back pieces put on the side that I have not done the domes on yet. I think this is turning out pretty rad. So let's flip this over and get it laid down like this. And then I can go back in and get all the domes put on now. So far, I would say I probably have about 6 hours into putting these pieces on this jacket. I think this thing is going to turn out super rad. So in the comments below, let me know if you've ever had your own punk rock style leather jacket. Okay, there's the collar. That's all done. We only have one area left to work on this jacket as far as the studs go. And see how I did the sleeve on this side? I need to do the sleeve over on this other side. And as you guys can tell, I've already kind of mapped it out on where I want the studs to be. Now I just have to punch about 100 and something holes, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I have enough studs. Hardest parts about doing this coat so far is getting the back side of these down the sleeve without dropping them. It seems like it's got to be like this handoff type deal from one hand to the other and putting the cap on it so the male part of it doesn't fall out. So I wanted to talk about the inspiration for this video. When I first moved to Utah, I had a buddy of mine that lived in an area that I lived in, and he was 100% a punk rocker through and through. And
he was such a creative individual. Everything the guy did was creative. Everything from his bedroom to the way he styled himself to his hair. But he took super big pride in his leather jacket. And that thing was just incredible. All the different things that he did to it were just amazing. I mean, super, super rad stuff. There were spikes, there were studs, there was painting, there was all kinds of things. I think he had like fur on it on one side and cuss words on the other. Like, I mean, it was a pretty rad jacket. So that was kind of my inspiration to be able to want to do this project. Now, keep in mind, this is part one of a 2-part series that we're going to be doing. So there's going to be more stuff done to this. But Candace, why don't you tell us about your week?
Well,
Oh, this is Odin. He's our guard dog. He's the shop dog. He's just a mess today. He has a tendency to get pretty dirty.
yeah, it's actually his emotional support dog. Don't let him fool you. That's his poodle, so.
It is. We will mess you up.
It's true. So it's been a rough week. We have both been pretty sick.
We're both currently sick.
Still on the mend. It's been rough. Like diamonds in the rough. Anyway, so we're still on the mend. Like you said, this is going to be a 2-part series. This week you got to see the creative end of Byron's mind, from inspiration to drawing table, and the first half. What's cool about this is you can get everything that we have. You can do this to your own jacket. We want to inspire you guys to not only create, because leather is a dying trade, but show your personality. So this week, we hope you enjoyed the first part of this amazing jacket. This week, we're gonna be doing some tooling. You're gonna see my end of it on dyeing and painting, so.
Yeah, it'll be pretty rad when we get it all done. Like you guys saw in the original drawing for this, there's going to be a big hand-tooled skull and crossbones on the back, and then I'm going to carry that same design over to the front, but just smaller. Then there's going to be some awesome little things that we're going to add in that I think will make this jacket turn out super rad. I haven't decided yet, but there is a possibility that this jacket might end up on our website for sale. We've both really enjoyed doing this. So far, in just the studs alone that we've put on and then the painting, there is over, I think it's 9 hours or 10 hours of labor in this so far. So there's quite a bit of work that has gone into it, and we probably still have another 8 or 9 hours to go. Make sure you're watching. What do they need to do? What's our call to action?
Oh, dang, I didn't know there was a test. The call to action is like, subscribe, share. Also, this jacket isn't done yet, so if there's something you would like to see on there, leave a comment. Tell us what you want to see, and you might see it next week.
Give me extra
Put
work.
me on the spot, so.
Yeah, actually, no, that's actually a really good idea. If you want to see something on this jacket that we haven't thought about, or that you don't think we're going to think about, or you just want to see, leave a comment below, let us know, and maybe we'll add that in. You just never know. We're grateful for everyone that's been watching and supporting us. Our channel has actually grown quite a bit. We hit our first milestone. YouTube even sent us a congratulations email that we hit 100 subscribers, so thank you guys very much from our hearts. Byron.
Candace.
𝐷iamondleather. Have a rad day, everybody. Oh, and Odin, have a rad day.
He's a rad dog.
He is. Don't make fun of his shirt. Every time I put a shirt on in the morning, he has to put a shirt on. All right.